Alright, welcome back to Slay the Princess. Now, if you remember last time, she kind of, well, beheaded herself, so, yeah, that was very good. But anyways, let's just continue where I left off.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
R1. Oh. Alright, this time I'm gonna go turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to cabin.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Leave again.
You're wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I don't care. I'm not killing the princess. Maybe everyone should die. Damn. They're in the woods and asking me to kill some of them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into this.
Killing is such a gauche phrasing and completely ignores the bigger picture. Your task is to slay the princess because she's terrible and she's really got it coming to her. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to keep trekking through the wilderness to find a way out of this
place. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go.
Whoa.
As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes.
The cabin's right there.
Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Oh, you hear the music? It's becoming disoriented.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
Exactly,
bro.
You're
too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
What? That's it? Wow, that's crazy.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh my god. Whoa, what happened to the world? The blocks.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, damn. Okay. There wasn't a wall last time. Stay in the woods forever. That's fun. Let's see, this one.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking.
Or is it the
He's like a
contrarian?
captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really
Alright.
did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Okay. Let's do this one.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take
Oh,
this
shit.
seriously. I am begging you.
He already knew I was lying. Oh, he's gonna force me?
Warning.
Damn.
Before you go any
Wow.
further.
Look at the walls.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Oh, I'm stuck to go in. Alright.
The cabin interior
Whoa.
is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across
The
what's
hell?
almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Exactly.
The only furniture of
The
note
heck?
is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw
Throw it out the window.
Good as a knife against a wall.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
monstrosity Anyway. No, we're taking the knife.
Oh.
Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, but when everything here is so wrong.
That's true. Everything's just out of place.
Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
That's true.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you do it.
It
as long
looks
as you
so
have it.
stupid.
Just make a choice.
Hold the blade the other way.
Switch your grip on the blade.
Congratulations.
Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Oh, whoa. Everything's like shipping.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
Hell
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw the blade out the window. How about we do that?
Ah, yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that. I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Alright, down the basement we go.
The door to the basement
Whoa! What
revealing
the
a web
hell?
of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Jesus
Seems to be
Christ.
long, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Exactly.
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby.
I feel them too.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a
He
wall.
threw up a wall.
No way
Sure.
to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the harsh staircase. Take the staircase center. Let's take us off.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way. But the further you go, the deeper you sink in.
Oh, shit.
First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon
It's
enough,
too
you're
soft.
fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight. The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
Whoa.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
It just becomes more rough and
The
rough.
only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal,
What the hell?
skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
What the oh shit! Oh shit! Fuck! Wow, that was weird.
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
Exactly.
So strange. Like I'm
What
fundamentally
the
different,
fuck?
but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Wow,
Oh well,
that was crazy.
That was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
He's back into shape already.
Eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the
I
basement.
don't even have a weapon.
Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Still not sure if we should trust you.
That's funny.
Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
That's true. She does seem normal.
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
The shadows recede, revealing
Whoa.
the princess's face. She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
How strange. So, why are you here?
What the hell?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
No.
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
You can call me Princess, if you'd like. Princess.
Ah.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She
Whoa.
fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? You could always start by retrieving the blade. The one he made us throw out the window.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us.
That's true.
Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions. I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Let's ask another question. I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. What you are, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. I'm leaving the... What? Why are these three options? That's so weird. The three options are blended in here. That's okay. I don't know if that's supposed to happen or not, but well, whatever. Let's say this.
I don't know what happened to you, but you look like you're in one piece now.
The One Piece.
But I understand. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. but at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
Let's see.
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? You don't just lock a princess away in a place like this without a reason. I wish I knew what it was. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away
The
here.
fuck?
I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
This is reaching its breaking point.
Holy
if you don't
shit.
act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
That's true.
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Oh, man, they left me with one choice.
Wait, that's not right.
What?
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall,
Oh.
a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is
God.
pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to
What the fuck?
Is this what the end of the world looks like?
That
Bearable mess.
looks messed up.
But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I
they're
don't, because
fusing.
this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
That's true.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Oh, we can't hear him.
falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
Yeah.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Jesus.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
You think? We definitely did,
You're
broski.
surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Hell yeah.
Please.
I'll do my best. Oh, here comes that thing. It ate her. Oh,
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
oh, different dialogues.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. He's just messing with us. Right?
Oh, I only get one choice. So what do I look like now? Whoa, I grown. Why do I look like a goddamn demon? I might be a demon, some shit. The long quiet. Ah, that's what they call this. Proceeded the cat. Oh. I was confused for a bit. My bad.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
What the fuck?
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
What says this one?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Give me a second.
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
That's true, I guess. What does it feel like?
Eyes
True.
close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
Oh, damn.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be,
Alright.
and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Okay.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
Alright.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Thanks, I guess. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm gonna kill you, right? When I go back, it is as if it's both close my mind. Why cannot I do the same things I've done before? Can't you me? Thank you. Been kind with me. Why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on the vessel? I don't want to hurt you more, but more time to go back for your worse. What do you feel about me? These vessels? How to bring more vessels? Where to go back? Attack your entity. Destroy your body. It's crazy. Let's go with this one. Why not? Let's just go down the list.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Oh.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now. Inaccessible.
Oh.
The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Oh, so that's how they did it. That's crazy. So I can go through the exact same path, but those paths will be disabled for me. They will be disabled. Okay, that's good to know. So I won't make the same mistake then.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Oh, that's kind of deep, I guess.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
That's true?
My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Well, let's see your thoughts.
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
Okay, creepy.
They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I guess that's good.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Alright.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. but they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me.
Oh,
The
that's
wounds
crazy.
they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Aw. 1 second. Damn.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yep, and I die. That was really fast, honestly. I'm not kidding. That was fast. If I check, that was only
You're
30
on a
minutes.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Let's just silently continue then. Let's just go
You
quiet.
make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's see what happens if I am quiet, honestly.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
It's just like the same
The air is
dialogue,
stale
so
and musty,
but
the floor
I'll just
and
let it
walls
play
are
through.
painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused.
It's so funny, you can piss him off. No matter what you do.
Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's talk a bit. Let's do this one.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabinet.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Aww,
You attempt
Prince
to
is
make
nice.
your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Okay, we go
You
back
make
down.
your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Oh
before raising
my
her arm,
God!
to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Let's save her.
Fine. Against your better judgment,
Oh,
you place
God.
the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood
God,
from her
dear
wounded
Lord.
arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any.
It's gonna have the
of that.
exact
Stakes
same
are
thing.
Too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh, she turns back. That's sad. As we saw what happened last time. What happened if I warn her?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Let's see what happens.
Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious
On a
step
different path.
forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into
Aw.
your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She
That's
sinks
funny.
the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Yep, she does
Apparently
it.
not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess
Fucking
stares down
hilarious.
at your ruined chest as tears carve
Ugh.
rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered
At least it don't bleed
cheeks.
red, you know?
It can't just end like this, right?
It does.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Oh, look how sad she is. Damsel. In distress! You get to see her again.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
The
If we're
smitten.
going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Thank you.
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love,
In love?
and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I kind of just did that, didn't I?
say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's just say I'm telling the truth and all this already. Why should I listen to you? Let's do this one
Those are
again.
two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not in the literal
Smitten.
sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Yep, let's see.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you don't surround yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
I'm gonna make all the bad calls. Oh,
Just be
stop.
quick about it. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's
like the same
path
thing.
in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice. Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world.
So, I guess each dialogues are the same, but then there's a little bit differences depending on which voice do you have. The voice of the hero will be always there, I guess, in a sense. But then with the smitten, there's some little bit differences there.
You'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Well played.
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. Great.
Okay, that's
now,
cool.
if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave. Let's proceed. Let's see what happens.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game.
Yeah.
It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
Yeah.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure,
Dear
yeah,
Lord.
your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
You tell him, bro. You tell him.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
We're probably going to see the mirror again, aren't we? Let's see it. The mirror. Yeah.
Interior of
Oh,
the
it's a
cabin
dungeon
is
key.
clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
So, I guess that confirms that we are a reptile/furry creature, I guess.
Very different. Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Of course there weren't.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here.
That's
I
true
hope this
too.
means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
They're in the basement without the blade.
The door to the
Oh.
basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Fucking wedding bells.
Held my tongue
Oh
till
my
now,
God.
but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess.
That's true, bro.
We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world
This is just getting way
damned
too
to
chaotic.
oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Just realized, look how happy
Now,
she is.
Hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Why did you do that? Did they cut you out again? I guess. Let's see. Let's do this option.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists.
The fuck?
And indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands
Dainty.
are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Exactly.
Didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
You died, and now we're talking.
What? But before we start talking, let the world end, bitch.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to
Fucking
her? That's
hell.
a confession.
A confection. No, I don't want the world to end. I have feelings one way or the other about the world ending. The world sucks. People are playing. I hope you brought us up.
At least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist. The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long. If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
Let's go with
If
this
that
option.
version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To
Yeah.
a surprising extent.
That's
An almost unsettling extent, actually.
yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
That's true. Let's rescue her.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll... You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch,
knew it.
villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked.
Okay, that's weird.
I'll be damned.
Maybe
We do.
she has small
I
hands.
can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm not trying to kill you this time. That's the biggest fact she
Princess
realized.
jumps up and smothers
Aw.
you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved.
Thank God I did not take the weapon.
Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Hell
Who needs
yeah.
a weapon when we have the
Power of love.
on our side?
What do we do now? That sounds perfect.
Yep.
The princess
Aw.
takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. What happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move.
Yeah.
Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Wait.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Doors
Enough
open.
with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
I think we can open it together if we try.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a
Watch
pair
it.
of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door
Shit.
together.
Blech.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Shit.
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs and... The blade, that's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
You are not doing
You're
that.
enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Thank
You
you.
know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Just ignore them. Huh. What if I... I don't think it really matters since it's the ending. Let's leave.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Oh.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
Here
Where
it comes.
did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?